The Dyson Sphere's construction is on the verge of completion, and we're actually exporting power from Gakrux Prime. So yeah, believe it or not, we're technically putting this massive project to good use before we wrap things up around here. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series, where we are indeed exporting power. And there's another very, very important thing that I want to make sure that we do now that we are, in fact, exporting power. And I am on the wrong pole again. All right, well, let's go to the other side and then do that very important thing. And it's also something we'll have to do on subsequent planets as well. Subsequent planets which are actually taking advantage of this process, that is. Okay. So let's check here first. Yeah, this is probably a good place to do it. Or perhaps we can use... Yeah, even better. We can use the one that is actually... Well, hold on. This one here might be closer to the actual... Yeah. Okay, cool. I am going to use a different tower. So what we need to do is set these up for remote demand. So they actually get brought in from other planets. Makes sense, right? Because why wouldn't you do that? So, yeah, another thing I can do too is make sure these are painted, because I'm not doing that so far, and I don't know what painting them would do, but, you know, why wouldn't we be completionists in that sense? Just makes sense to paint these facilities like we've painted everything else for the past little while, so we'll probably do that. Let's see. Yeah, we're actually, what's funny is, look at how close to the actual paint we are, all considered. Alright, so now let's bring these out from the tower. Obviously there won't be any yet. We first have to actually have the power exporting properly from other planets, but we can bring these out this direction or so. Yeah, actually, hang on. I'm seeing a way that I can make this work. Let's get this built. And then come around here. Research project is coming along quite nicely. Perfect. Alright, so we've got this connected here, and what I can do is put these side by side. I just liked the idea of having the splitters joined in that way. And speaking of that, one thing I can also do, now that I've got that set up, is I can put a painter right here very easily. How easily, you ask? Well, let me show you. It will be just this easy. Matter of fact, let's be even more perfectionist and place the splitter like that. Voila. Alright, so now all of those are being painted coming in, regardless of whether they are imported or produced here. So that's pretty nice. So let's take a look at how quickly these are being sent away. Seems like a fairly decent number of them. How many do we already have in storage is the question. Not bad. Over 1,000. Already stored. Fantastic. So I guess we should also, like, if we're painting everything, it makes sense that these should be painted as well coming in. So let's do the same thing here, where we just place one of these in a reasonable position, and then we place this sorter right here. Done. And with that, yeah, it's that easy. We'll have this follow the curve, and of course we do have to make sure this is powered. Not a problem. Actually, can I just delete that? No, that one's not powered, of course. Of course. There we go. All right, so now every single one of those going into storage will also be painted. Nice. So we'll have to think of a world that can, you know, serve it. Oh my god, look how solid it looks. We'll have to think of a world that can serve as a suitable first kind of installation world. And maybe like a really vital export planet. We should probably go to Zeta Array and ensure that everything is always functioning there. Or, yeah, Zeta Array makes the most sense. Or we can make sure that Alpha Andromeda has plenty of power. We can send it back to Homeworld, kind of come full circle in that way. Look at it. Look at it. It's majestic. Yep, we are officially, there it is. We are within 100,000 nodes. And this is filling in pretty quick. I actually looked at the end of the last episode before I started this recording because I wanted to get a sense for like how quickly things were moving. And at the end of the episode, I didn't really look closely at this number. So what I did was I kind of just took from the last moments, I took 2 different screenshots of this top section just to see how quickly it was filling in. And I mean, it is slowing down like I've been discussing. So it's not going to finish at the rate, like we're not at 21K here anymore. But it's still, you know, moving up pretty quickly. So we're in the end game now. We've been in the end game for a minute. So yeah, I think Zeta Array is the place that I am most interested. So let's go there. Zeta Array has been such an important planet for the entire series. It makes a lot of sense to go there first and make sure that its outputs are properly supported. We also have a bunch of these accumulators, which I'll probably just put in storage to get sent back as soon as I have the import-export lines set up. So the question is, which planet on Zeta Array, you know? Because we go to production. Processors on Zeta Array 1. Silicon on Zeta Array 2. We can actually look at each planet and see if there's one that's struggling a bit. I think I just missed it. Oh wait, no I didn't. Yeah, Zeta Array 1 is fine. It looks like Zeta Array 4 might be the one that needs it the most. Yeah. So let's do it. Makes sense too, because this is a world where I had to use both solar and wind to get a decent amount of power. Why, you ask? That's why. Look at those crappy ratios. Yeah, this is a planet that really deserves the help. So let's get it the help it needs. We are going to remote demand these. And then remote supply these. Now, interestingly enough, they're not on the way yet. I wonder why that is. We might not have hit the threshold for actually sending them just yet. There might not be quite enough for one shipment to be brought in. I can always take the minimum load of vessels and like cut it in half. I've done that once or twice this series, but I haven't done it nearly as much as I've done in the past in DSP. It's interesting. Hadn't thought about that, but... Okay, so in this case, we're doing something a little bit different. Let's build 5 of these to start. Looks like we have to space them out a certain amount. That's fine. Now these are going to be set to discharge. And what I'll do... You know, I just realized I might be able to do something a little bit interesting here. Hang on. Yeah, this will work. It's a little bit ridiculous, but at the same time, I kind of like it. See what I'm doing? I'm just giving them all their own connection here. I think this'll do the trick. Although there is one thing I'm going to fix, because it's going to bug me otherwise. I think I'll build these initial connections and then use a straight line. Just for the sheer satisfaction of it, you know? And there we go. That is one of the jankiest things I've seen all series. All right, so now what we can do is just have the output of these like so. It'll go all the way around. It looks like we are set. Are any of these on the way? Oh, good, they're on the way. This will be interesting to watch. Let's wait until they get here. I want to actually see this happen. This is power from Gacryx 1 being sent in containment cells to another planet. Accumulators are what they're called. You can also place accumulators manually. So just to show you what I mean. So right now, this is actually storing power because it's designed to function as a battery. Not really something I've used in the series, but you can also put them on lines like this. And when they're full of power, this should be interesting to watch in a moment because all of these lines will take this shipment and split it evenly. So it'll be roughly 320. Yep, it'd be 320 that go to each accumulator. Not roughly, exactly 320 that go to each accumulator. And then we should see a huge spike in the power capacity of this planet. And then they'll all just get sent right back. And the cycle can continue. I don't want to miss the moment that they arrive. That might be it right there. That's probably it. Yep, that's it. Notice how fast those first ones popped back out? So how are we doing on power now? So now we have an additional 39. That's interesting. It doesn't actually show here. That's very interesting indeed. So I think this would help cover any shortages when and if they occurred, because batteries are designed, as far as I've seen. I've done this before in DSP, but I don't know that I've ever paid very close attention to the power screen in this way. And we're discharging a certain amount of power. That's interesting that it's climbing like this, that it's staggered upward, that it seems like it might do that again. All right, so still, I mean, we're looking at about a 50% increase, just shy of 50% increase. See, there it goes, it went up again. That's interesting. Why is it doing that? Now it's at 61. Now we're at 66. I clearly did not understand how this works. This is fascinating. All right, so we have generation capacity. We have consumption demand, which this has actually increased the demand on this thing, which I guess because we have a surplus, that's why it's happening. Maybe that's what's going on, because this, look at how similar this is. If you look at the, well, no, it makes sense really. I think I see what's happening though. I think because this is connected here. Okay, something... Why is this not working the way that I thought? Oh wait, it's got to be connected to the power grid to actually function. My bad. I was thinking about it backwards. Alright, so it's discharging those. Yeah, there's that gap where I completely disconnected it. This is an interesting development, because it's been a while since I've done this, but I really don't think that I ever looked at the power screen at all. So I feel like these are, you can think of them as buffers for power. That's my interpretation right now. So it seems like we're actually consuming more power here, but if we were to actually go into a deficit, then this battery data that you see here would actually help cover for that deficit up to 50 megawatts is what I understand. So we basically have just built in a little bit of extra power to this planet. Still kind of as intended, but it just looks different than I thought. Neat. Okay. Well, next up, let's go ahead and visit... I don't know that we need to do any of the other planets in Zeta Arae, though, because these all looked like super solid on power. One thing we could theoretically do... Zeta Arae 1, oh my god. Zeta Arae 1 has, like, no demand at the moment, and the reason is that we're completely full on the resources that Zeta Arae 1 produces. But I could head over there. Oh wait, this is 2. I passed 1. I could head over there. I'm just going to go at sublight. Look how quickly it's approaching. Just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Perfect atmospheric entry. Okay, now, interestingly enough, consumption has just gone up here. I'm guessing because, let me get, yeah, there are spikes here every once in a while when they need to fill gaps in some way. Let's take a look here. Do we have any? No, we don't have any spare slots. So in order to make this planet function with one of those, I would actually need to build another one of these stations, which is not a problem. I can do that. And I kind of want to have it be equidistant from these. So 1, 2.5. Got it. 1, 2. Wait, is that really? Yeah, it is. Interesting. One, two. Yeah, so it'll be right here. Place that down, and actually we will move this line here just to be good and thorough. All right, so if we connect you to the power grid like so, I will need to make sure that there are warpers here, which is not an issue at all. done this many times by this point. There's that, and now let's place those there. And I suppose we can place these here. No harm, no foul. We're not using them. Okay, and now we can import these. This is just kind of an insurance policy for one of our very best planets. Clear and reset. Remote demand. Yeah. I didn't expect any to arrive quickly. And then remote supply. We still have to produce tons of them on Gacrix. So we'll wait a moment. Okay. So now I'm going to configure these a little bit differently as well. I think for this planet, I'll set them up just in a row. And we'll do 10, like so. And we'll set these to discharge, copy paste. Yeah, I think what I'll do in this case, hang on, yeah. There we go. Wait a minute. I have an even better idea. I have an even better idea. Here's what we'll do. We'll have them come out this side. We're on the back. And then we'll use... I believe this will work. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, wow. Okay, so you really can't use... They're like, they really are like, I have to build more splitters. Dang. What am I thinking of? Ray receivers. I think I had that observation earlier and I had just forgotten already. Been working on a lot of different projects over the last couple of days. But yeah, they're just like the ray receivers. They have to have splitters to do this. Well, that's unfortunate because it means that stuff is going to be spaced a little bit oddly. I always thought that, I said this earlier in the series, but I always thought that this track felt particularly Zimmer-inspired. First time I heard it, I was like, am I listening to the Dark Knight Rises soundtrack? There are a couple like that. The black hole theme is another. Okay, so this side will be easier, because I will just use T-intersections. Okay, and actually, yeah, let's do a straight line here. How close did I make that? Yeah. Fairly straightforward here then. So let's... Oh, out of building range, that's rude. Autosave. Almost done with our current research. And then we can begin the mission completed research at long last. That's... yeah, it's not entirely a straight line. Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep it going as straight as I wanted to, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll live. Do you have any of these on the way yet? No. It's going to be a while. I could always build more accumulators on Gakrux, and that would solve the issue. Honestly, I could build a ton more accumulators. So that's another thing for me to kind of brush up on in between series, like how exactly accumulators work. Because it's clearly not exactly what I thought. Lots to learn. And only so many hours in the day. Alright, let's see. Gakrux, how you doing? How you doing over here? Wow. Yeah, so we're down to only 5,000. But I don't think we're anywhere near 5,000 being absorbed. But more than 5,000 left. But like, I don't think we're anywhere near the amount of slowdown that the final few moments will see. I just don't think we're at that point yet. So I think that like the last 50k, the last 20k will actually take a decent amount of time. Again, the fact that we have 6 nodes here has helped these kind of catch up to the rest of the sphere. I actually think the poles are going to finish pretty quickly. This is what the bottom looks like, by the way, if you're curious. Really cool to see, you know, how quickly the middle area has filled in. It just looks glorious. And this is a very basic sphere, too. We didn't do any, like, colors or painting or anything like that. You totally can. We didn't do it here, but you can. Okay, so do I have all of these connected? I think I do. Yep. And again, all of that is completely superfluous. It's not needed at this point. But it's fun to feel like, you know, we're putting in the insurance policy a little bit and keeping this planet going beyond the end of the series. I like that idea. It feels right. So let's go ahead and pay a visit. Let's make a couple of stops. I'm going to go to Alpha Andromeda 2. Our home planet. And see how things look there. And then we will go back to Gakrux and build some more accumulators, because why not? I have frickin' how many of them? 31 still? Not accumulators, but energy exchangers. The accumulators are the actual batteries that are being sent in between worlds. Yep. Probably by the end of this episode, we'll be at the 50k mark or so. That is unreal. You can tell that I turned away from the star for a moment there because my warp speed just increased astronomically. No pun intended. Not a bad landing, if I do say so myself. I kind of smacked into a building, but it's okay. Happens to the best of us. Let's see. Let me take a look around at my various mining operations and see what we have available to us. Yeah, the deuterium situation has backed up again, which is one of the reasons I think that hydrogen continued to be an issue. So one thing that we could do here, yeah, let's go ahead and do this while we're here. What do I need for those? I was looking at it just a moment ago without saying anything. Yep, glass and stone. This is pretty easy. So now I should be able to build copious amounts of those, yes? Oh yes. Definitely. And because the other goods that I'm using to make them are set for logistics upkeep, the bots are continually bringing me more. All right, that's enough. I don't need more than that. Inventory's a mess again. Didn't take long. No one's surprised. Just be honest, you're not surprised. Okay, so interestingly, let's let's have you go there. And then what we'll do is connect a new couple of these. I could honestly do... Yeah, let's do this. We could do 4 more. Just as a way to keep hydrogen flowing. And not end the series with yet another hydrogen catastrophe on this planet. Wouldn't it be interesting if actually there could be hydrogen catastrophes where like a fuel tower like this could blow up? Which maybe that's one of the things that could happen in the combat update. Maybe that's one of the reasons it's taking the amount of time that it's taking. Okay, so I need to have a little bit of a reminder of how exactly this is supposed to be distributed. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, I see what's happening. Still building these, and we hit a full stack. Fix that problem relatively quickly. I guess I will go ahead and connect this one like so. Not sure whether it's necessary, but we'll do it nonetheless. Actually, if I connect that one like so, it should make it even easier for it to flow. Okay, no, that wasn't needed. All right, then. Yeah, so deuterium output is still taking a minute. Yeah, this is deuterium input here. So, wait a minute. Did I misplace this? Yeah, I think I misplaced these. Hold on. This is the input. So I might need to have these going the other direction in order to really have this work. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of deuterium, okay. It's a lot to manage. Alright, so now those towers are functioning again. Let's go ahead and take the deuterium and place it there. There we go. Was that it? That was it. Alright. So let me take a close look at this and make sure I understand where all these are going. Perfect. All right, so that's been fixed. I didn't actually have to delete any of those, by the way. I could have just done this. You can flip that whole path. You can flip this whole path. Yeah, and I think what I need to do here with this input is I need to bring this in at the back. And just to be super extra about it, why not go ahead and use a splitter here, just to ensure that it has 2 different places to go at all times. There we go. So before I wrap up this episode, I'm definitely going to go ahead and let this research project finish. But anyway, now that we have that running again, we're consuming hydrogen much more readily. I don't know how long these will take to fill up, but this is a lot more storage for deuterium than I had before. So hopefully it'll take a good long while. And hydrogen can really start to empty out here. Anyway, what I was gonna do... Hold on. What have we here? What I was gonna do is look around at my various mines that I have on this planet and see if there are any that are defunct. Because I'll bet you, if I look around for a moment, that I can find several that are. We definitely have crude oil seeps that are just done, but crude oil seeps never completely stop. They hit 0.1 crude oil per second and they just continuously seep. These two are still going at like a reasonable speed, which is surprising. I guess these are more recent acquisitions. All right, this copper can be deleted. Are you my only... No, that's not the only connection, so let's go ahead and delete these because I don't need them. Oh, actually that was necessary. Hold on. Yeah, because these need power. Duh. What was I thinking? There. Problem solved. Where else might we have mining issues? Let's take a look. So we had one copper mine that was done. We can always use this approach. Looks like we're mostly importing at this point, which is what I expected. And frankly, it's what I wanted. So yeah, we're in good shape, resource-wise. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead. Look at the freaking graphene in those towers. That's insane. Let's go back to Gakrux. And let's take a look while we're on the way at our progress. Wow. That's nuts. So we've progressed by about 50k or more over the span of this episode. And I mean, I had the screen up at the beginning of the episode so we can really compare and look. But the next one might be the last one. I'll have to kind of play it by ear. Those of you who've been on the channel for a long time, you know that what I do for finales, if I start an episode and I feel like we're at the ending point, which for this one we are, like the 35-40 minute mark, but then if I kept going for another 15 minutes, it would be the end of the series. Then I'll just keep going with the episode. That's actually what's happening with the Civilization 6 episode that airs tomorrow, I believe. No, today for you. So the one that just finished airing about an hour ago, hour and a half ago. All right, so mecha fuel power, let's turn around. Sorry, I got distracted by that. I thought we would end this episode, though, with a nice just arrival to the sphere itself. I'm going to fly straight up to Gakrux. And let's see what it looks like from the inside. Also, 271 gigawatts. Can we just appreciate that for a minute? It's an absurd amount of power. Let's head back out to the Dyson swarm here. I can see it on the other side of the gap. Unless it's doing the thing again where there are multiple... Nope, it's just the one. It's just not nearly as big of a plume as it was because this whole thing is serving so few nodes at this point. So the Dyson swarm is just building up once again. Like, this is just so completely full and bright. It's fantastic. And in just a couple of seconds, you see the numbers. Oh, that's actually not the exact 50K mark that I thought it was. I was looking at it wrong, but it's close. It's certainly very close. We're still about 4,000 off from the 50K mark, actually. But we're getting super close. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. The next one will likely be the last. I will, at the end of the sphere actually completing and the end of this research project here with mission completed, I'll just say a few words about the length of the series and future Dyson Sphere content on the channel. I know there's a lot of you who are looking forward to stuff coming down the pipe, and I'll talk a little bit about my thoughts for that and thoughts about other stuff, not going into too much specifics that are not Dyson Sphere related, not going into too many specifics, but I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the episode, and then after that, we'll move on to other amazing things in this time slot and beyond. It's just hard to believe. This series has been going since I brought the channel back online. And here we are in July, and we're about to wrap it up. So let me not get ahead of myself. We still have one more episode, at least. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time, or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day, but Tuesday at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.